It's like The Big Chill, but with ass monsters. No, seriously, this movie has ass monsters. Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to Matinee Monday. I'm your host, Tall John Scheer, aka Paul Scheer, and this is a How Did This Get Made video series where we are highlighting classic episodes of How Did This Get Made that we've recently taken out from behind the paywall. That's right, we have unearthed them from the vault, and each of these episodes relate to a recent How Did This Get Made episode. Our last new episode was Malignant, and this film today, a not-so-classic Stephen King film called Dreamcatcher, are related because, well, they're all about the things that live inside you. And the thing that lives inside Donnie Wahlberg in this movie is a straight-up ass monster. I'm not joking. This movie has more farts, burps, and belches than Van Wilder, and it stars Academy Award-winning actors. It's wild. Apparently the book is way better than the movie, but who cares? It's not a movie review. It's a How Did This Get Made episode review. So things to look out for. In this episode, Jason basically tries to drop some Harry Potter language and thinks that I won't call him on it because that's not what we use in normal everyday life, but he just drops it in there. So take a listen for that. We are also joined by two amazing Stephen King experts. The first being Curtis Gwinn. You know him as a writer, producer, actor, creator. Right now, he is one of the writers on Stranger Things. He worked on Narcos and The Walking Dead, and he currently is developing Stephen King's The Talisman with Stephen King and the Duffer Brothers. So this guy knows his stuff and is there to help us when we have the big questions that were certainly not answered in this movie. And they should have been, because this movie is long. It is interminable at certain points. If it was shorter, like a novella, it would have been wonderful. But this overstays its welcome by a wide margin. We are also joined by Jessica McKenna. You know Jessica. She's from the Off Book podcast. Incredibly funny performer, super talented singer, songwriter. As a matter of fact, her and her partner, Zach Reno, just wrote a movie musical for David Wayne and Elizabeth Banks. It just was announced last week. So there is a lot of fun stuff to be discussed in this episode with, truly one of the most bizarre premises of a mainstream movie ever. I believe that Stephen King did not give this film his approval, but you'll hear more about that in the episode. But without any further ado, it is now time for you to take a listen to what we thought of Dreamcatcher.
You're already being you're punishing yourself.
Yeah, by holding
the
shit in your hand.
And then they get superpowers.
Do they ever show that? I kept on going, did I miss something? Like, does Duddis just...
I think it's supposed to be a reveal. It makes more sense not much more sense, but a little more sense in the book, and that he's the guy who's got magic powers, and it rubs off on them. Just by being in his orbit, they get these powers, but it's really because he's this. I don't want to spoil anything, but he's.
Well, you can. We can. Yeah,
you can spoil.
Why not spoil it? You can, because it'll be worth it to, I think, at least understand where we're going.
He's an alien.
Yeah.
He's the enemy of the evil aliens, presumably in deep space.
So he's a good guy.
But he's a good guy, and he has given them now why he is under the guise of a mentally challenged child. Wouldn't that be a very difficult life?
Well,
that I could.
Yes.
That I was really hoping you were going to explain.
Well,
No.
I think I can maybe help here and say that the original ending of the movie did not reveal Duddits to be an alien. So that's interesting.
But in the book it does.
I don't recall.
Oh, okay.
I don't
So
recall.
the original ending is, and I know we're skipping to the end here. We haven't even introduced that aliens are in here, and we'll get to that.
When there was an alien, when the alien turns into an alien.
Yes.
When Damian Lewis turns around and there's a giant, 9-foot tall gray, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, so, man, it's hard to even... Because you have to set it, I think even to understand what we're talking about, you have to lay it all out. So they're in this vacation house, a man comes who's having some stomach problems.
Yes.
He's farting his brains out.
Yes, and there's a lot of bad farts in this movie.
There's a lot of like
comical farts.
Yes.
Comical body horror.
Yes.
You know, like it's almost like funny David Cronenberg, which, by the way, is a type of movie I would love to see.
And he comes to their house and he's getting progressively sicker and his stomach is distended and weird and and he's getting sicker and they go to he runs to the bathroom. They come home, they find like blood around the house and he's in the bathroom. And basically he has shit out this snake-like monster who opens up like a vagina to a certain extent.
He is like both a dick and a vagina.
Yeah.
He is both.
And it's got teeth. Teeth that run the length of its body almost.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And
it came out of his butt.
It came out of his butt, and that's how these aliens, I guess it's like Alien.
There's a bunch of shots where you see like their butts like blown open.
Yeah.
Like because the guy falls off the toilet and you see like his asshole like blown open by this thing.
Yeah.
And so they trap this slug-like alien in the toilet.
Okay, I want to talk about this scene for 1 hour.
Yeah. They said this scene took days and days and days and days to shoot.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Is it because he just kept being like, seriously? The toothpick? That's seriously what I'm doing?
Yes, the
Really?
toothpick.
So they come home, they see this ultimate horror, the bathroom covered in blood, the man dead, his asshole blown out. They have this creature trapped in a toilet and they're like, sit on the toilet, Jason Lee, and we'll trap him in there. And then I guess Thomas Jane or Damien Lewis.
No, Homeland goes to get duct tape.
He goes to get duct tape to figure it out.
Which I believe he calls friction tape.
He does call friction tape.
He does call friction
And
tape.
I was like, some sort of special tape. Okay, that makes more sense. And then when he finds it and it's duct tape, I was like, no.
That Brit.
And I was wondering, is that because duct tape is like a brand name?
Oh.
No.
I think it is, but I think it is a Xerox Kleenex situation.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Okay, I was
Then
thinking
why
maybe
say
it's a British
friction
thing.
tape?
I have
would
no
say it's
idea.
a British thing.
Oh.
Like, I think that Damien Lewis probably like, friction tape.
And
then they're like,
interesting.
You know,
And
I've been
their
on this
script-
scene for 6 days. Fucking friction tape.
so Jason Lee has one job. To sit on the toilet. He's not wrestling
But
with
he
the
also
creature.
has one defining characteristic. One defining character trait that sets him apart from the rest of the guys is that in every frame of this movie, up until this one moment, he has a toothpick in his mouth.
And while they were first interact with the alien, the thing that he drops are his toothpicks. So he's in now, I think we can all see, Curtis, this is probably as a writer, this is kind of the dilemma that you like to create.
Save the toothpick.
Yeah, you have a character who needs his toothpicks, but there's an alien.
This is the baby carriage about to go down the steps. It's this is really good stuff. And in the book, it still doesn't make sense. I believe he's either a former alcoholic or drug addict. I can't remember now. But the toothpicks are like his way of like curbing that.
Yeah.
And the stress or whatever.
You definitely get, this is like his coping and he's in an extremely stressful situation. There's a blown out butthole man staring at him and he wants a toothpick. There's also like 20 toothpicks, but only 2 didn't fall in the dead man's blood.
Yes.
So, and it's still like, in grabbing this, you're definitely going to brush the blood.
It's also a toothpick that's on the floor of a bathroom.
Yes.
Never mind a bathroom where a man has just died.
Yeah.
And also, he's in this bathroom arguably for 2 minutes. Like, he couldn't curve, he
And
couldn't be like...
there's a monster in the toilet. Like,
Yes.
there's real fear. There's stakes.
Yes, the toilet is like a bucking bronco of a slug man trying to come out and eat his butthole.
so
And he's like,
he's-
gotta munch on a toothpick.
And so he's like literally taking his ass off the toilet to reach the toothpick to sit on the toilet.
This is where everything is wrong, and the tone is every single note is wrong, and they tried to make it the whole thing funny.
Yeah.
These guys are laughing through all of
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Yes.
Damien Lewis in that scene, it's like a comedy scene you'd see in an improv show where someone's like, "Got to keep that alien in the toilet." Damien Lewis runs. It's like dangerous, and then he comes back and he goes, "Hang in there, buddy."
Yeah.
And like squeaking a bike
horn.
horn.
Yeah.
He's like, Jonesy, Jonesy. Like,
Yeah, and the guys who get in the car wreck, Thomas Jane and Oliphant get in a car wreck. They pull each other out there laughing. They're
Yes.
like, "Oh
Yes.
man,
They
car
flipped
flipped.
a car
car
like
flipped.
8 times.
Yeah.
And then they meet a woman who farts. It is like you combine 2 movies, but neither movie knew that they were in each other's movie. Like,
Yeah.
so like those guys were reacting like a lighter. It's even a lighter Big Chill because they're not even addressing. It's not like one of our friends died or
it's like a horror movie or whatever with all this stuff. But there is scenes that are Big Chill, like the one you just played, where Jason Lee is cooking for everybody and they're all in the kitchen and he's like got blown last night.
Yeah.
Like what?
The dinner scene where you're supposed to get to know these guys, where they're all sitting around just like chatting, and this is where you get to like these dudes or get to know them, and they're just awful. They just every one of them each one is less likable than the last at that meal.
And you're so confused by it because also you meet these characters in these kind of extreme moments in the beginning. Like, again, again, I'm getting confused between Damian Lewis and Thomas Jane. Damian Lewis crosses the street, right?
Yeah.
That's it, everybody. I'm glad that you checked out this episode of Dreamcatcher. If you want to listen to the whole thing, just go right to our feed and you can listen to it right now. It has commercials. That's the only downside. But if you want to listen to all of our episodes commercial free, you can do it. Just jump onto Stitcher. You get a free month with the code BONKERS. A free month with the code BONKERS. And every Monday at noon, we'll be dropping a brand new Matinee Monday classic episode coming back into the mainstream. Enjoy it. See you next time. Bye for now.